You know what time it is. Car talks. Let's get straight into it. I want to talk about how to start putting yourself first. And this is very, very important in life. And obviously, I'm talking about male health and men's mental health, so on and so forth. And I think especially a lot of older men who they start to get families, and even younger guys that are chasing women too much, so on and so forth, they forget how to put themselves first. And I too have been a victim of this, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So the type of person that is not putting themselves first, they are maybe, like I said, chasing too much women, you know, at the expense of chasing their own excellence or doing what's best for them. So, you know, spending all your money on dates and buying her gifts and doing stuff that you know is actually not beneficial for you. That's one thing. Or the other type of young person is someone that always does what their friends want to do, always following the crowd, always partying because my friends are out. But you aren't chasing excellence. You ain't got nothing in your life going. Again, you're not putting yourself first. Then there's like the older guys that I come across, and I realize in my life, I'm speaking to a lot of people, the older guys I come across who their family dominate everything, which it should be that way, but in a sense that because their family dominate everything, they are not actually at their best themselves. So an example I'll say is, you know, a lot of men end up becoming really, really unhealthy, gaining excessive amounts of weight and body fat and visceral fat because they don't put any time aside for themselves. They don't do any type of self-care. A lot of men, like, I didn't realize how bad it is, and I learned this from talking to women, like, a lot of men don't even have like basic moral hygiene. So they're not even clipping their fingernails or or their toenails. So the first starting point for those kind of guys, married guys in long-term relationships, is learning how to set aside some time for self-care. And that might just be an hour in the gym. That might be an hour walk where you get to be alone with your thoughts for a day. Because kids are hard work, man. And, you know, it's tough. Plus, you're working a busy 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing. You're running your own business. Like, it is tough. I'm not sitting here telling you it's easy. So let's get into how to start putting yourself first. And I'm going to give you like more practical tips and things that I do, and then we can kind of start to expand on it from there. But the first thing is learning to say no. Just literally learning to say, hey guys, this is not for me. I'm not doing this. Like, a lot of men are scared to say no. If a girl, if you ain't got finances and you're busy trying to get women, and she only wants to go out with you if you can take her on expensive dates, Nobu, Hakkasan, blah blah blah, bro, say no. Like, I've been broke. I moved back to London, yeah? When I moved back to London and I was 24, man, I was dead broke. But I was not chasing girls. I had one girl that I was really close with when I first moved back. And she was the nicest woman in the world because she didn't really care what we was doing. And it was me who got in my own head about it because I thought, I don't have enough money. She's not gonna feel me, blah, blah, blah. So I got into my own head about it. But she was absolutely cool. And I was the one that fucked it up. So if she's for you and she's got a desire for you, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. If you know that you're not in a financial position, say no. I ain't going there. We ain't going there. If you don't want to do something cool, let's grab a coffee. They don't want to do that, cool. Even now, even if I make money, I still don't do expensive dates unless I've got like a really vested interest in her. So young guys, that's one thing. Friends. Now, for me, I'm lucky because my friends, they're all positive people. They're all striving for excellence. So my circle's blessed in that aspect. However, some of you guys have very poor friendship groups, smoking weed all the time, drinking all the time, partying all the time, maybe popping pills, whatever the young people do nowadays, doing balloons. Again, are those friends helping you level up? Are those the kind of friends that you need? Are you afraid to say no to them? I think that friends is a bit harder because those are the people that you see all the time and that you talk to every day. So it's harder to say no to them. But sometimes you have to just be in a position where you're just like, listen, I'm not doing that this week. You guys go ahead. I'll catch you guys on the rebound. Peace. Literally, that's all you got to do. It's hard. It's not easy. But it's an important step to make. And then for the older guys, you know, I've kind of made 3 categories here. But the older guys, Now, family-wise, this is a lot harder to do. But it's not necessarily no. It's more no as in creating a schedule that encompasses me time as a man. And that's a little bit harder. And I know that's harder because I work with a lot of married men and guys in long-term relationships. So I know that's harder. But you have to start looking at your week in terms of, okay, 7 days in a week. What is this person doing? 7 days in a week. What am I doing like every single hour of the day? Where can I fit in 1 hour for me? And that is literally all you need to do. When you do that, you start to plot in at least 3 or 4 times a week, 1 hour for yourself. And then 1 hour, and you should also plot in time for your missus. You should be having date nights every week. That's a part of the relationship. Anyway, so that's the first thing, saying no. The next thing is looking back at your best achievements. Your best achievements so that you can raise the self-value and the self-worth that you have within yourself, essentially raising your own self-esteem. This is something that I don't do enough, and I'm starting to do it more and more. Think about what you've achieved in your life. Maybe you got an amazing degree. Like I graduated in a school in another country with a 3.995 GPA. Like, bro, that's amazing. I finished like one of the top of my classes. Like, I need to appreciate that. I won a championship medal in 2 different seasons, in the summer season and as in a college season. I was at a Premier League football club for 10 years. Okay, I didn't make it professional, but still an amazing achievement. I was a top percenter. And now, even financially, it's weird because I still don't feel like I make a lot of money, but I've made a decent amount of money in a year, and actually that puts me in a certain percentage. And I'm like, bro, I've actually achieved quite a few things. That raises my self-worth and my self-value. So if I get in a situation where I'm like, I'm not feeling this, I remember, oh, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. You got to be that person. So look back at your life. If you haven't achieved anything, unfortunately, you need to start working to achieve something. But maybe you've got an amazing job. Maybe you got that promotion. Maybe you got the most beautiful woman on your shoulder and all the guys are chasing her. That's an achievement, bro. Like, maybe you did something. You know, you got that raise at work. You was on the high school team or the basketball team or whatever. Like, there's always something. So look back at your achievements and appreciate them. I'm telling you, that will help you feel better about yourself. And then you can start to put yourself first because you realize how valuable you are. So these are the things that you got to look at. And the next thing is I'm a bit freestyling here, but the next thing is really a bit more gratitude. So now we're looking back at what we've achieved. Now we need to be grateful for what we have, okay? But also thinking about where you want to get to. So alongside gratitude, I would actually say still striving for more. So if you know your purpose and you know what you want to achieve in your life, in your personal life, in your professional life, then you can always put yourself in a position where you're striving for more. And if you've always got a destination and a goal, then that means you can always put yourself first without struggling to do so, because you recognize that I've got a goal, I've got a purpose, so I have to put myself first, and what I do is important. So that's my advice, man. Hopefully that helps you, how to put yourself first. I think it's something that a lot of people are struggling with because they are not putting themselves first. They're struggling, whether it's nutrition, eating, mindset, training, just personal, social life. Like, they're just putting themselves second all the time. I'm super selfish. I've always been that way. I put myself first, everything else comes after. Let's see how far that gets me. Anyway, if you need help, just getting in better shape, better mindset, better overall, drop me a DM. This is YouTube. Drop a comment and I will get back to you.